Okay, welcome to the last part, guys. I don't know if I did say the last part the other time or now, but this is the last one, I promise. So we're gonna do the mentally unstable one, the waiting gang, and the movers and the shakers. So let's start with the mentally unstable one, guys. There's medical things that are not there in spirituality. Hence why I always say, guys, not everything is spiritual. You need to also be careful on how you look at this spiritual journey. Specifically, if you are a parent as well, please be kind, be gentle. There's people that are spiritual, that are mentally unstable, and they need help. Mental instability doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be doing funny things, jumping on the roof and not talking properly or whatever. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, those are mental illness that need medical attention. There is no solution for them in spirituality, because certain things are medical, Western. They need Western intervention. And there's certain things that need spiritual intervention. Not everything is spiritual, and not everything is medical. Balance. Okay? So these ones need medical attention. Like I said, they think they're spiritually gifted, but they actually are not spiritually gifted. They need medical attention. They always have prophecies, or they believe they have prophecies. They may not be wrong, because there is intuition that we all have. So they get to feel certain things. They get to see certain things. But it doesn't mean that they're spiritually gifted. Sometimes they're very confused. They feel, see, or think that they know or see things. It's just because of their mind is altered. So, sorry guys, sorry about that. My grandma is sick. She has a cold. She wants to go outside and it's so windy. So she can't go outside because she is sick and she's already old. So I can't really afford for her to be sleeping in a hospital because she is not taking care of herself. So let's continue. So the mentally unstable one, and sometimes they do stuff that doesn't make any sense. So this one you need to tread very carefully with it, because it could be either or. So it's very important for you to be very kind and be very humble when you deal with someone like this. I've had my fair share of people like this. I've seen them. I also even see them on social media sometimes, where there is a fine line, guys, between spirituality and being mentally unstable. So as parents, as sisters and brothers, as siblings, as children, because even our parents, there's parents, guys, that are mentally unstable and they have grown and became adults and mothers and fathers without it being diagnosed. There is adults in our society, elderly people, that are mentally unstable. Bipolar, I didn't actually forgot to mention that. Bipolar people, depression, anxiety, PTSD, I don't know any other medical terms, guys. If there is, please share with us. These are also spiritually gifted people that are mentally not okay. They think and they believe that they're spiritually gifted, but in actual fact, it's a mental thing. No? And then there is the waiting gang. These ones, they also know they have gifts. Ne? They dream and they don't pay attention to their dreams. They don't even want to know what happened in the dream. They don't even, like, they will dream. They remember the dream. They go and ask ukoko tepang, ukoko banana koko, or they ask uban ban. Ne? But they don't pay attention. They don't follow through with the dream. They really don't want to know what happens next. They just there. And even if you casa the dream, or you help them interpret the dream, it just falls on deaf ears. I think bias link. That's what I feel. It feels like they are testing you, because they're like the checkers. They will ask you, what does this dream mean? And you tell them, no, this means you need to start with your spiritual journey. Oh, okay. And then they're like, oh, okay, I have a spiritual gift. Okay. Then they move on with their lives, go back to normal life. They get another dream that sparks their, I'd say, curiosity. They ask again, Gogo, please help me here with a dream. Gogo, and then maybe there's a dream that wants them to do certain things, like a break up with their partner, for an example. The partner is not good for them. They're like, oh, okay, but maybe this is my person. No, this is, but the dream is specific and says when you interrupt it, they just literally ignore you. These are the waiters. They think ancestors will do everything for them. They think like they're very similar to the victims. They're very similar to the confused one. It's very similar, where they think ancestors and spirit guides will give them the answers. They forget that God helps those that help themselves. You know, when you're supposed to write an examination, guys, you have to study. You have to study to pass the test. So tell me here, if you think ancestors and spirit guides will give you the answers, when did you study? Because if you don't study, you fail. You get me? It's the same thing. You need to put in the effort. God and ancestors and spirit guides will protect you and help you remember whatever you read. Because when you study, you pray and say, God and ancestors and spirit guides, or God, please help me remember what I'm about to study, or God, please bless the food that we are about to eat. God is not going to eat the food for you, but he's going to bless the food that you are going to eat. So it's the same thing. You need to put in the effort for your spiritual journey to start. But the waiting ones think ancestors and spirit guides will do them will do everything for them. They are also waiting for something dramatic to happen. I don't know what that looks like, but they're waiting for something to be triggered and go and they're like, okay, now let's do the spiritual work. No, fast. They're waiting for that. They dream, but they don't pay attention. So the waiting gang, the confused, and the victims, similar traits, and the preachers, similar traits. So basically, these are similar people. So that's why I'm giving you guys the personality traits or what they do, so you can understand. So when I wait, which one are you? Which one are you out of this list? And then let's do the last one. These are my favorite. I think I'm one of those people. I believe I'm one of those people, and I've met a couple of these, but these are a small number. Probably 1% out of all the spiritually gifted people. I'm going to give it at 1% because I personally think that a lot of people are on the journey, but they're not going to make it. And a few of them are going to make it some way, but they're not going to complete the whole process. And there's a small percentage that is going to get through the whole process, and they're going to understand it, and they're going to kind of get there. So these are called the movers and the shakers. These movers and shakers give the bosonke. They are bosonkes, meaning that they are the bosolo of this journey, of the spiritual journey. They don't ask too many questions. They don't question ancestors. They are just obedient. They are listeners. They absorb each and everything that ancestors and spirit guides teach them. They are not afraid of change. They are ready to let go when it needs to happen. They are outgoing. They are always positive about their spiritual journey. They complain here and there, but not as much. They pay attention, very close attention to their dreams. They pay close attention to their ancestors. Whatever they say, if they say go left, they go left. If they say go right, they go right. They are not waiting for anyone to change or help them. They will go out there and do whatever that needs to be done without to zero help. Without help or to none, like they don't need another person to come and help them. Even if they do have a gobela, they're very independent of their gobelas. But now with the gobelas, the problem is that it's a cult, they want you to be dependent on them. But with these ones, they're very independent. They may need the gobela to help them with certain things, but most part of their journeys, they are willing to do it by themselves, even though it's hard. As hard as it is, they go out there and they do what needs to be done. They do research when it's necessary, depending on what is it that needs to be done. Because sometimes with the ancestors, they'll give you something that you've never seen or that you don't know. But it's your job to go and do the research to find out what that is. So they do research. They're not waiting for anyone to come and save them. They work even when they don't get paid, because this journey is not about the money. is about your gifts, it's about your purpose, it's about you finding yourself, it's about you doing what you were born to do, your essence, your true essence as an individual, because we are born with different kinds of talents. We are born with different kind of things that we are here, the different kinds of purposes that we're supposed to serve in this world. Some people are born to work in corporate. Some people are born to run businesses. Some people are born to be teachers. Some people are born to be learners. Some people are born to be spectators. Some people are born to be, like, everyone has a different kind of purpose that they have to serve in this world. And then they are their gifts. They live through or by, I'd say by, they live by their gifts. They are their gifts. They live by God, by God's and ancestors and spirit guides guidance. They are living proof that God and ancestors and spirit guides exist. They are a true reflection of God. These are the movers and the shakers. They get given an assignment, they get it done. They have to break generational curses, whatever that looks like, they do it. So, which one are you? There's a lot of you guys that are falling on these other categories, and a very small percentage. Even, guys, I'm going to say this. I know this may come across as an attack, and for some people, I might get killed for this one. There is some spiritually gifted people, very well known, famous, big, that are still not at their full potential. They are not living their true purpose. They are not fully understanding their own journeys. Remember, you also have a journey that you have to go through as a Gobela, as a spiritually gifted person, where you go through your initiation, and when you're done, you start doing the spiritual work, which is helping people. But you also have your own self's personal journey besides the spiritual journey. I need to make a video about this. There is people that are still not living through their true potential, even when they are famous, well known, and recognized. I love you all. I will see you on the next video. Please don't kill me. I'm just a messenger. I love you all. I'll see you on the next video. Love and lights. Peace.